What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and welcome back to my final build video in our series for Ghost of Tsushima, the Izanagi Sniper. Now, big thanks to PlayStation as always, and let's jump on into it. Now, this is obviously a build heavily based around bow play, and in particular, the heavy bow. This build is going to look to maximize just how ridiculous we can be with the heavy bow and the right setup by allowing us to have infinite arrows as long as we are getting headshots. The heavy bow is obviously the ideal weapon for a setup like this because it can headshot enemies even through armor. This enemy has a helm. Does not matter. He is dead. So one thing that's useful with a build like this is luring all the enemies into one central spot so that we can kill them, which we're going to do right now. And then real quickly while they're busy gathering, I will better explain the build for y'all. Let's toss that on out. So, jumping on into it, this build, as you can probably guess, is going to be rocking the Tadayori's armor. Now, this you get from one of the very, very first mythic quests in the game. I actually believe it is the first that you can do, the Legend of Tadayori. And you're going to find a musician that's going to tell you about this really early on in the game. He'll send you up to the Violent Crown north of Azamo, and then you can pick this armor on up. And it's kind of a no-brainer for a bow-oriented build. You know, we have 30% knock and reload speed, 2 seconds on concentration, 50% meter restored. So as long as you're getting those headshots, you basically have infinite concentration. She'll just keep ramping that back up. But what we're going to do to make this as powerful as it is combine a couple of very specific charms. The first, of course, is going to be the charm of Izanagi. And this gives you a 40% chance to return an arrow on a headshot. However, if we combine this with 2 charms of fortune, which will increase a percent chance to occur by 50% of its base, we get 50% of that, which is 20. So we get 40, 20, 20, giving us an 80% chance to get an arrow back anytime we land a headshot. Now, as for a secondary, you may be thinking, hey, Azumi no Isora, arrows are silent on impact. No, you do not want this because the thing is, you're going to be instant killing enemies anyway, so it's not going to be worth it. Instead, you want the charm of Tsukiyomi. And this is going to make it so that on the off chance that you do happen to run out of arrows, you can easily assassinate a couple enemies, do a smoke bomb chain assassination, and get back the arrows you need to continue getting your headshots. Beyond that, I would suggest just 2 charms of efficiency. This will give us another 30% to knocking and reload speeds. There's lots of different arrow things here, but the thing is we don't really need precision. A shot to the head is a shot to the head, and with the heavy bow, they're going to die no matter what. In a similar fashion, if you wanted to use the medium bow, then you might consider something like Yuriko's Keepsake to poison the enemies. But if we're looking at a sniper style build and getting the headshots, the poison's not going to matter, the arrow damage increase isn't going to matter. We certainly don't want missed arrows being recoverable because we're aiming to hit stuff in the head. So all in all, this is going to be the setup that you're going to want. Izanagi, Tsukiyomi, efficiency, and then double fortune. Now, all of these are actually pretty easy to get. Izanagi you can get very, very early in the game, right here in the Susu region at the Winding Mountain Shrine. Getting Tsukiyomi is very early in Act 2, right here at the Scarlet Rock Shrine. Beyond that, your charms of efficiency both will come from Ishikawa. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff with Ishikawa. Ishikawa's second tail is your first charm of efficiency. His 7th tail is the second charm of efficiency. As for the charms of fortune, the second charm of fortune is Ishikawa's 8th tail, and then the first charm of fortune is from the side quest Peace for the Divine. But when you pull all this together, you just have a build that allows you to just headshot enemies over and over and over again, and you just keep getting back your arrows. And you have an infinite concentration meter. If you miss one, it's okay. Just let the guy, let him look a little bit. Come on. Keep in mind, of course, we have explosive arrows as well. If you want to use those, pick explosive arrow will mess stuff up. There we go. My concentration's back. Headshot for you. Headshot for you. Alright, my grappling hook failed there, unfortunately, but that's okay. Just go up here. Now, anytime you get a guy that has a shield like this, best thing to do, just toss out a quick kunai, and then get your headshot. The kunai will open up the shield. And as you can see, I started with 5 arrows. I'm down to 4. And that one arrow that I've used was the one that I missed shooting on that guy over there. Does it work on dogs, you ask? Yes, it does. No, it didn't. Oh, it didn't work right there, but it does work on dogs as well. Let's see. Is there anybody left here? Did we clean them all out? Oh, no, we got 2 guys over there. So a very kind of hands-off playstyle. You know, all we're doing here is just headshot after headshot, and you can see that heavy arrow pop up. That's the proc that's happening for us. But very, very easy playstyle. So if you're the type of person that's, you know, maybe you've been working through the game in a while, you really want to beat it in hard, but you're just struggling, this might be the build for you, because you just, you know, I mean, it speaks for itself. You know, we're just going around just headshotting everybody. And after all of that, we still have 2 arrows left. Look at that, and we got 1 back right there. So let's hop on over. Go on over here, take out the whole camp with arrows once again. And definitely not, like I said, this isn't a very engaging playstyle, but if you're somebody that really likes using the bow, particular Izanagi along with the double charm of fortune is just an incredibly potent combo that will allow you to just headshot for days, as you're seeing. And there's a couple other things you can do with something like this. Let's say you're not interested in strictly focusing on headshots, because we have that we have the double chance right here. If you did want to work in your mid bow as well, you could go for this, giving you a 30% chance total. And then you'd have an extra 30% chance coming in from this, because 15 and 15. So we give you a 60% chance on any arrow that goes out from your half bow to poison enemies as well. So just to kind of show that, just so it's not only going to be headshots, we can keep an eye on how that looks. Let me pull out my Yuriko's keepsakes. Let me pull up my list here, just for those curious where to get those ones. I want to say they're both region 3. The Proud Do Not Endure, the first Yuriko tale, and then the Art of Seeing, which is the second Yuriko tale. And both of those are they're chains that you would access from doing stuff with Ishikawa. So for this next group, we'll go ahead and use the poison arrows. Now, obviously, we're not going to be getting the returns with that, but at the same time, enemies will be poisoned constantly. And if you really wanted to have a whole big build based around poison, you could work in Toxic Demise for the wind chimes, and then in particular, you could fit in an Enduring Infliction in some place, just to make the status effects last even longer, so that when poison does happen, enemies are guaranteed to die from it. I mean, to be fair, most of the time enemies get hit with poison, they're going to die anyway. Poison in this game is incredibly strong, using things like the blow dart. So regardless of what playstyle you go with, you can do a lot of damage with the bow. Head on up here, go up on the cliff ledge here, and then we'll just rain down pain on all these poor Mongols. It's kind of sad that all the Mongol camps are cleared out. Like, I really, really wish there was a way to respawn Mongol camps so I could try out a couple other builds. So with going for the poison arrows, instead you just want to hit enemies in the body somewhere. You're not necessarily worried about headshots or anything. Just hitting someone in the leg is going to be more than enough. There we go, he's poisoned. I'll let that guy come around. Who else we got? if you're really bad at headshots. I mean, as you can see, just hit that guy in the leg and already he's just like blah, 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 blah. So personally, I think the headshot style of play is more fun, but this one can work really well and is pretty consistent. There we go. This guy actually survived the poison. So that's we've had one enemy survive poison, and because we're using poison as well, enemies are constantly getting terrified. Somebody's talking over here, but you're all dead. Well, either way, that's going to wrap this one on up. As for other build videos, I mean, I would like to do more, but honestly, I think unless we had New Game Plus, I don't want to just keep reloading the same camps over and over again. And beyond these 3 distinct playstyles, I think the only other thing is very much like a balanced approach. So I could cover something like that. Maybe I'll cover a balanced build, talk about a setup that's useful for just a little bit of everything. That might be fun. But either way, thanks for coming on by, and I'll catch you all next time.